Today is a good day for all PWHL fans or people who follow the league, because for the first time ever we have all 6 teams available in NHL 25, and also some huge content drop, so we are about to break it all down. Hello YouTube and welcome to our first PWHL video in NHL 25. EA already confirmed earlier that PWHL is coming to NHL 25 on December 5th, which is today. We didn't know that they also will drop so much content like new team builder set, X Factors including X Factor Captain and also Supercharge X Factor, and for a surprise, also fantasy cards. So without losing any time, let's break all the content down, look at the cards and the cost to make any of these new PWHL players. So firstly, let's look at the team builders. We have 6 new team builders, including 189 overall team builder card, which you can actually make by trading in 2 86 overall team builders. Then we also have new X Factors, which for a surprise, I'm really surprised to be honest, they are really good overall. So for people who prefer smaller players, they're all usable. We have 6 new base X Factor cards for every single team. We also have 6 captain cards starting from 86 all the way to the 87 overall, and we have Natalie Spooner X Factor Supercharge card. And something I like the most is to see the fantasy cards, because every single team is receiving one fantasy card, and if you decide to make any of them, and if they score a goal in the real life, they will go up in the overall. I also love to see that they're starting at very high overall, starting from 87 all the way to the 88. We all know that PWHL season is much shorter than, for example, NHL season, so for them starting at higher overall actually makes sense. So now we saw what is the new content, let's go and actually look at every single card. And we will start with X Factors, because I personally will chase at least few of them, because I follow PWHL and I actually like what they did. Firstly, just to cover, to make one of the base X Factors from PWHL League, you need to trade in 22 players. But compared to the Season 1 or Series 1 men's X Factors, you need to trade in 78 plus overall cards, so this will be pretty much the same cost as 75 overall cards. At the same time, they actually go for the same value in the auction house, but if let's say you are sitting on a lot of 75 plus overall cards, you cannot really use them here. Same as Series 1, also the PWHL X Factors don't upgrade, so the base ones remains the same. Let's start with Alex Carpenter with Sniping Forward, already usable card. Yes, she's only 5.7, but all the PWHL players are quite small, so basically if you are not preferring smaller players, or you're someone who is in Division 2 or let's say Division 1 or very competitive player, you probably will not use these cards. So if you're getting upset about today's content, unfortunately it is what it is. There is a lot of PWHL fans including myself, and I'm happy to see Alex Carpenter at 84 with puck on string and also Sniping Forward. If you activate the synergy, you can boost the shooting stats. She already have a decent face-off stats. The skating is also good, but endurance, same as every other card, is only 82. So unfortunately she also will get tired very quickly. The next one is Renata Fast with offensive defenseman, again quite small right-handed defenseman with decent skating and 87 endurance, so really love to see that. The shooting is also good if you activate the synergy, silver elite edges, and the hands are also good. Checking and defensive stats could potentially be better, but considering her size, it's still a very usable card. Then we also have a goalie from Boston, Erin Frankel, and we all remember her Team of the Year card last year. She was really bad. I'm a huge PWHL fan, but even I would not use her. She's 5.5 with checking boost and light work as a superstar ability. Her speed is 85, aggression is 82, so she's basically running around the net probably. Rebound control 84 as well, so yeah, as far as you're not building a PWHL team, you probably would not use her, or maybe she could be a good backup goalie just to boost the overall. And then we have Savannah Harmon from PWHL Ottawa team with two-way defenseman. She's left-handed defenseman with shutdown. Again, very decent stats. Maybe the speed could be a little bit better, but she's 5.5. The shooting also is quite mid. In my opinion, she would be probably the worst base X Factor we've seen so far, but 86 endurance if you activate two-way defenseman. And we also have Maureen Murphy, 5.5, right-handed winger at 83 overall, with power forward and unstoppable force. I think all these PWHL players will really benefit if you activate unstoppable force, because it means it will be much harder to bump them off the puck. The shooting and hands are probably something I would not be able to use with the current game cycle and the overalls we are facing. If you're playing just offline or in the lower divisions, still usable card, but 86 speed and 82 endurance probably would not gonna cut it. And then we have Kelly Panek from Minnesota Frost with two-way forward and ankle breaker. 89 faceoff stats at 5.8, actually usable card, 86 speed, 81 acceleration, could be higher, 82 agility. The shooting and hands could be better, but technically she's a winger and you still can use her in a center position, so love to see that. So if you decide to trade in all 6 base PWHL X Factors, you will be able to choose one captain's card. And we have 4 of them, and actually very usable cards. Let's start with Taylor Hazy. You can upgrade upgrade her all the way to the 88 with playmaking forward and agility boost. So even at 88 at 5.10, she's very good. The shooting, the hands are good. She also have elite edges, 87 speed, 88 acceleration, 85 endurance, the balance is good, the agility is good. Love the card. Her Team of the Year card last year was one of my favorite, and I absolutely loved using her. She also have 92 face-off stats, so you can use her on a wing or in a center. For people who prefer bigger centers, I probably would use her on a wing, but it's still usable in both positions, so this card will offer you some line of flexibility. Then of course we have Marie-Philippe Poulin, who you can also upgrade all the way to the 88 with sniping forward and pinpoint shooting boost. She's 5.6 with very good skating stats, including endurance, agility, and also balance. No need to say that slapshot accuracy and wrist shot accuracy is really good, same about the hands, and her X-Factor card last year and the year before was one of my favorite. The next one is Ashton Bell, right-handed defenseman, 5.9 with two-way defenseman and power shooting boost. If you activate both synergies, you can boost some of the hands, shooting, and also endurance. 87 speed, 87 acceleration, agility, and balance as 90s. The shooting is quite mid, but still usable. She also has seeing eye. Probably would not be my first pick as far as you're not fan of the team. And the next one will be my first pick, which is Ella Shelton from New York Sirens. 5.8 with two-way defenseman and power shooting boost. If you activate both synergies, you can boost the defensive stats. She also have 86 speed, 86 acceleration, 86 endurance, balance 89, and agility 90. Shooting is very rounded up, same about the hands, and also she have gold shutdown. She definitely will be my first pick because I picked Adam Fox as my men's X-Factor captain as my first one because I'm a huge New York Rangers fan and I'm also a New York Sirens fan, so she will definitely join my team very soon. And if we trade in all captains, we can get this Natalie Spooner X-Factor supercharge card. You can also upgrade her all the way to the 89. She have sniping forward and pinpoint shooting. 5.10, so not the smallest. Look at the shooting and hand stats. 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 86 endurance, balance 90, and agility 89. She also have make it snappy. Definitely a card I really would like to add to my team. Yes, she's small, and like I already mentioned, not all these players will make everyone's team, so it's all optional. If you don't like using them, that's absolutely fine. There is a lot of people who will love to use them, and you know what? McDavid is fun, but using Natalie Spooner probably would be more fun for me, considering I'm a lower division player and I'm just trying to enjoy the game and use the cards I like. So now let's have a quick look at the team builder sets. So if you want to make, let's say, 89 overall team builder Alina Muller card, you have to trade in two 86 plus overall team builders. So it means we currently don't have an 86 overall PWHL team builders, so you have to trade in two men's team builders. It's optional again, but 89 overall card actually looks good and we will have a look at it in a minute. Same as the men's team builders, PWHL, if you want to make any of the 83 overall team builder cards, you have to trade in 16 77 plus overall cards from each team, and then you can get basically yourself one team builder from each team, trade those team builders in for any of the 86 overall men's team builder cards, and then after trade them in for Alina Muller. And if you look at the cards, 5.6 sniping forward and agility boost. Incredible stats, like the shooting is way above 90s, the hands are good, the skating is also good. She also have puck on string and elite edges. I don't think she's worth like two 86 overall team builders, but if you're a fan of the Boston team, then why not go and make her? I wish we could pull these cards in the packs because then at least I could just go and buy them, but outside of Gardner, there is really not a single team builder I would chase. So if I would be able to make two, I probably would make Alina Muller because I would not be able to make more to after, let's say, make any of the 89 overall team builders when they drop. And I really believe that they will drop on Friday because it does say that we will see more team builders added very soon. So it means if it's not Friday, then it's 100% next week. And now let's have a look at all fantasy cards. Like I already mentioned, really happy to see that fantasy sets are back. And for people who are watching PWHL games, it's really huge because it means if you're watching the game and you have the player from your favorite team, you really would cheer for that player to score. Same as the men's fantasy cards, they will go up in the overall by +1 for every forward or +2 for every defenseman. To make any of the fantasy cards, you need to trade in 40 collectibles. Or you can trade in 16 for one random fantasy PWHL player, and it will be a B&D. I probably will do a B&D set just to see who can I pull because I think all of these cards are okay. But we can also make the fantasy collectibles. So 183 plus overall card will give us 3 fantasy collectibles. Because we need 40 of them, this will be quite expensive. Because it basically means you need 40 83 plus overall cards to make one of them. And the cheapest ones in the auction house are going for around 22k. So if you don't use any fodder, it would cost you around 880k coins to make one of the fantasy PWHL players. I think it's way too high for PWHL players, but again, it's mostly for people who like them. So I would probably recommend to do one random set just to see who you can pull. Because all of these cards are usable now, so it's not like a risk you are pulling someone who is lower overall and then you have to keep him in your collection and never really put in the lineup as far as he's not or she's not scoring. We can also trade in 779 plus overall cards for one collectible, but that will cost you way more. Or we can trade in 581 plus overall cards for 2 collectibles, which in my opinion is actually not that bad because 81 overall cards are much cheaper than 83 plus overall cards. So now let's have a look at the fantasy cards. Megan Keller, two-way defenseman and power shooting boost. As you can see, the card is already usable at 88 overall. She also have Heat Seeker. At 5.11, she will be a really good left-handed defenseman. 87 endurance, speed is good, shooting is good, hands are good. Yes, the size might not be the best, but at the same time, we are all using a lot of small defensemen, so why not use Megan Keller? We also have Grace Zumwikel from Minnesota Frost at 86 overall. Again, usable card, 5.9, decent shooting, decent hands, and decent skating, and also make it snappy. If you activate the power forward, you can boost the balance and some other random stats. We also have Laura Stacey from Montreal at 87 overall, with two-way forward and pinpoint shooting boost, decent skating, decent shooting, and decent hands with Schneip. She's 5.10, so really decent winger if you decide to use her on the right side, but I still think that Megan Keller so far is the best card we've seen. Then from New York Sirens, we have Jamie Bourbonnais, or I don't really know how to pronounce her surname, but defensive defenseman and pinpoint boost. She's right-handed defenseman with 87 speed, 88 acceleration. If you activate the synergies, you boost the endurance. Shooting is very balanced out, also the hands. Maybe zone ability could be better because I'm not really a fan of seeing eye, but at the same time she's 5.7, so if you're a fan of the team, why not? Then we have Gabby Hughes from Ottawa, 88 overall, left-handed winger at 5.9 with two-way forward and power shooting boost. Also have Wanty. Again, same as any other card we just looked at. Shooting is really good, skating is decent, and hands are good. Also, if you want, you can use her in a center position because she have 91 face-off stats. And then for Toronto, we have Hannah Miller with two-way forward and power shooting boost. It's pretty decent and EA is giving these power shooting boost synergies and also two-way forward because it boosts a lot of attributes. At 88 overall, she has 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 87 endurance. Shooting and hands are really good, but close quarters will make this card even better. So like I said, I probably would not go and trade in 40 collectibles for one card, but even if you decide to do, make sure you're picking one of the 88 overall cards because they are the best. Probably Megan Keller would still be my pick because Heat Seeker is OP and in general her stats looked really good. I will go and try to make collectibles and go for that one random B&D card because you never know, I may actually pull Megan Keller. EA also released some PWHL packs like this free 83 overall team builder pack, so let's go and open it. Go and choose our first player and oh my god, they have animations? What the hell? That's actually sick, like the animation. We have Blair Turnbull, Abby Levy. We will have a quick look at the stats just to see if any of them are actually usable at 83 overall. Emily Clark. I don't really like to see these animations. It takes forever to open the pack, so can you imagine if you actually are making these cards? Lee Stecklane, Dominika Laskova, and Jamie Lee Rattray. If we have a quick look at the stats, as already predicted, these cards will not really be usable because they're just very low in the overall, but at the same time, some of them are okay. Like for example, Lee Stecklane, she's probably one of the tallest. She have decent skating stats and also decent defensive stats, so only at 83 overall, she probably could be the best pick. I'm surprised to see Emily Clark with such a bad stats. At 5.7, I was expecting her to be a little bit faster, but hey, we have a goalie, so 6.1, maybe I will give her a go. I will go and pick Emily Clark just because I met her live in the community day 2 years ago, and she's a really nice person, so Emily Clark, welcome to the team. Because EA confirmed that all the jerseys and logos are also available in the game, they released these PWHL team logo pack, which is untradeable, and also a jersey pack. So I will go and open one of each to see who can we pull. So which jersey are we getting? Please give me New York One Sirens, please. Yes! And Boston. No, okay, but at least we get the Sirens. Hey, I'm not complaining. Definitely will use it. And now let's go and do the same thing with the logos. Please give me the Sirens one, please. Come on, EA. Don't screw me over. Bang! Let's go! Huge one! I really wanted it. Let's go! That's how much I need for happiness. You see, EA, all you have to do is just release PWHL content and Dino is happy. Just before we end, we also have some PWHL moments, which also includes the X Factor moments. So we have 6 X Factor moments, and by completing every single one, we will get one PWHL X Factor choice pack. And I really recommend you guys go and try to do them because it's already one base X Factor and you only need 5 if you want to make, let's say, Taylor Hazy. And then we have just PWHL 6 moments. By completing them, you get PWHL weekly moment pack. So I'm assuming these will be the same as like the weekly moments, but just for the PWHL. So we're gonna see these things released every single week. So it means 6 more packs we can earn every single week. Are the packs good? Who knows? Probably not, but hey, it's 6 more packs. And to round it up, we have PWHL objectives. So if you complete everything, you also get PWHL X Factor starter pack. So that's 1 more X Factor. So now you only need 4 to, let's say, get that Taylor Hazy. So you need to buy 1 item from auction house and you get a random PWHL based player. Then you have to use PWHL players and you have to do, let's say, block the shots, stick checks, make passes, take shots, get assists, score goals, and complete 65 games. And you get one PWHL team building starter pack and also random players from each team. So basically, by completing the moments and objectives and everything they released today, we would end up with 2 X Factors we can use to, let's say, trade them in for the first captain. We also would end up with 2 team builders because one came from the free pack and one from the objectives. Personally, really happy about today's content. Definitely will not complain. I was waiting for PWHL for a very long time, and this is probably one of the first times I'm so happy to record a content video, break it all down, look at the cards, and I cannot wait to use some of them in my team. Let me know down in the comment sections below. Are you picking or making any of the, let's say, X Factor captains from PWHL, making any of the fantasy cards, and in general, what do you think about today's content drop? I hope you enjoyed today's video, have a good one, and see you on the ice.